Last time we played, we continued the story in the book as the main body of the party is continuing on their way to Aethergarde. And it was I would say, eventful session.
Yeah, eventful session. Sure. But didn't we start with his shit? Or with, shit, I forgot your name.
Edric?
Yeah, Edric. Didn't we start with Edric's, sneaking off?
No, that wasn't the beginning of the session. The beginning of the session was everyone leaving the woods and getting paid for taking care of those wolves by the local guards. As all of you made your way back to the main area in Lambeth, the plaza with the tavern, all of you kind of started picking around and doing their own things, and Edric did leave the party as he went to try to see if there was some underground betting going on for this Matriarch's Festival. He proceeded to attempt to rig the betting on all of the events and that he could throughout the next 3 days. And he did. He did successfully place bets on everyone who was favored to come in second. And then he began to enact his plan of making sure those favored to come in first would not get first so that he could win his bets. And that basically included poisoning all of House Bathurst, causing them to violently vomit and become exceptionally sick. You also poisoned. I think there was a really strong guy for another event, for the arm wrestling event,
contest.
And the contests and the field games, and you poisoned that guy. And all that was left was sabotaging a character that all of you met, Galdric Glynn, who is a fellow noble and lived for some time with Seraphina's family when they were both children, so they're pretty familiar with each other. And basically, you were going to attempt to sabotage him in the archery contest by sabotaging his bow. And as the party fled the tavern, as everyone became violently sick, you snuck off into the night and found Galdric Glynn's House Glynn's longhouse for the festival. And you stole some gold that you found.
Steal any gold?
I think you stole some money. I'm pretty sure you found some money and you stole it. And you also found the bow. You don't have any of that anymore, but you also found the bow. And you attempted to damage the bow. But
clearly I failed because I got shot.
Clearly you failed because as you got caught sabotaging the bow and you leapt out the window, Galdric Glynn fairly easily sunk an arrow into your back, and it did, I believe, 4 points of piercing damage right off the bat, which knocked you unconscious, or may have killed you if he had decided to kill you. We cut back briefly to the main body of the party, as they were wondering where you were and who poisoned everyone in the tavern, and Seraphina was kind of explaining the consequences that would come from this event. And then we cut back to you, as a bucket of cold piss was dumped on your face to awaken you, and Galdric Glynn gave you a task. He told you that he knew that you poisoned the nobles in the tavern. And he told you not to worry, that the tavern master and his cook would most likely be blamed for it and would be killed in your stead. However, he gave you his own task. You're to bring him 10 silver swords at the end of each festival day, and you are to steal either Seraphina or Corin's writ of passage and bring to them that object, that writ, to him by the time of the third day's festival meal, which is the banquet that ends the festival after the joust. So you have 3 days and 3 nights to get one of those writs of passage, and you You need to bring him 10 silver swords at the end of each day, or he will have his men hunt you down and kill you. And he told you, I believe, that it would be slow and a painful death.
He did. I'm pretty sure he said that he would feed me to his dogs alive.
Yes, that is what he said. He then allowed you to bathe in the river off in the trees, and he kept all of your personal possessions, gave you a new tunic and pants and boots, and sent you on your way. And you returned to the party at their longhouse and kind of explained away the incident by trying to convince everyone that you had been attacked on the road by a robber of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
When all of you awoke the next morning, you found the cook from the tavern hanging dead in the courtyard. This monument to the punishment that came from the poisoning of so many nobles and their servants was out fresh as Seraphina's father, the king, and his wife, the queen, arrived with their entourage. They will be staying in Lambeth Keep for the duration of the festival and will be a part of much of the hosting since it is in their kingdom. Additionally, one by one, the last of the 12 houses members that were coming for the festival arrived, and after meeting the king and queen, your group spent that day recovering and relaxing. And we open now on the next morning as a wooden box flipped kilter bears kind of a bowed bearing of this large portly town crier who takes to the top of the crate. Hear ye, hear ye! The first day of the matron's festival has begun. The morning events of the long toss will begin in 1 hour, and the field games are now open. He steps down and walks away. And how are each of you waking up and preparing for the morning?
Very groggily.
Muted.
Always forget. He probably got up fairly early, as he usually does. Did a little reading through one of his journals, wrote a few things down that he observed from the day before, and then probably found somewhere to sit to observe out of the way of just people coming and going this morning as these games are being put together and started.
You find a seat out front of the longhouse.
I'll make some kind of check just to see if I see anything. Gather.
Roll a perception test for me. The target number is 15 for the highest.
You're muted again.
Yeah, there was no chance of me hitting that. It was just a 6.
Well, you still notice things. You just don't notice whatever the 15 was. The workers are busy rushing around getting the last of things set up. You can see along the rolling hills most of the field games are being set up, and then just below them, it's kind of south of Lambeth Keep, but west of Lambeth itself, the large festival grounds market has been set up. That's where the pie eating contest is going to be held at the end of the night. But it is also where the shopkeepers go. Specifically, the shopkeepers that come this way to ply their wares. And then also there are festival booths where you can turn in tickets from field games to get prizes.
Yeah, I kind of just watch people come and go, and setting up things, kind of contemplating what games he wants to actually be a part of. He looks at the logs and it's not a job for one person like me. Just talking to himself a little bit.
Branishon, as you're scanning that to the west, you slowly pan and you see the tavern is quiet. And then you look to the right and you see a couple kids, a group of them actually, giggling as they lay down a heavy basket of rotted fruits and start picking them up and tossing them at the corpse that's kind of hanging from the noose.
No respect these days, he said under his breath.
Any other morning rituals from anyone?
Are there prizes for the field games, like cash prizes?
There aren't cash prizes. There are tickets that you can turn in for like special festival prizes. They did gather up. Don't forget, the last session we played, they did gather up and give you like 4 daggers.
Did they? Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, we did.
Sweet.
Josh, as Edric exits and he looks to his left and he sees Ranashan on one of the chairs, as you scan the field, you just briefly see, leaned up against a tree, over by the tree line, one of Galdrick's guards. He's just got his head cocked, looking in your direction.
I'll just shake my head and start walking towards the tavern.
Okay.
Something not sit right with you this morning?
Not really. I'm still kind of hurting a bit.
Alright.
But I'll be fine. Gonna go get some breakfast. You wanna come?
Oh, breakfast, yeah. How long have I been sitting out here? It's gotta be like an hour. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'll come with.
Ranashan heads down the hill with you. What about the other 3 of you? What are you doing this morning?
Kate would be up before Seraphina, as usual, making sure that her breakfast is ready by the time she comes down and that sort of thing.
Seraphina, you awaken to the smell of one of Pate's patented breakfasts. You can see he's got some extra plates out for Corin and the other guards that have been posted at this longhouse.
Is today the day of the joust, or is that tomorrow?
The joust is 2 days away.
Oh, okay.
The joust is like the midday event of the 3rd day.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, she'll see the food ready, and she'll say, "Wonderful breakfast as always, Paint. You continue to amaze me. But I will need twice as much bacon today, and tomorrow, and the next day. I've gotta."
Oh, don't worry, milady. I got triple the bacon this time, just in case.
That's why I keep you around, Paint.
He'll grin sheepishly.
Corin shakes his head at this meat eater diet that's going through his guard crew and the young knights. Absolutely ridiculous. Drosophilum?
Probably woke up early and I'm probably mocking the hanging corpse with
The kids.
the kids. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
As the 2 of you are walking by towards the tavern, you realize one of the kids in the group is actually Drosophilum.
Oh, hurry! Keep walking. Don't let him know we're there.
Make stealth tests for me. Drosophilum, make an
Damn
awareness
it.
test.
Yeah, okay. Pretty sure I'll be able to get by him, James.
No one spends points on awareness.
I won't.
I'm sure it won't be that bad for you.
I got a 5.
Just an 18.
Oof.
5.
So when you turn and you look, you do notice that it appears Edric is slipping through the crowd with Ranashan kind of clumsily following him towards the tavern.
So fucking fast. How do you get around so quickly?
I will allow you to pop up right next to him as he's saying that.
Where are we headed?
Oh, Christ! Damn it. Edric must have been too loud.
Oh,
I'll pop back up behind him. I don't think it was me.
James's character organically dies of a heart attack from being surprised too many times.
I'll say, I suppose you just come with us. We're getting breakfast, and don't throw things at the body. You know that there's a reason why it's up there.
I know. Rumor says that he poisoned all those people yesterday.
Well, I wasn't gonna say it out loud, but damn,
Everybody else is.
no one has any quorum anymore. Decorum? Sorry, not quorum. Quorum is that thing where you need extra people and shit. Decorum.
Just gonna turn. Good morning, Edric.
Morning, Joseph Phillip. Have you ever heard that as a definition for quorum?
Nope. What's for breakfast?
Whatever they're serving in the tavern.
There's
Would it be mean to say skeptical?
What'd you say, James?
I said, would it be mean to say I was skeptical? I mean, you were talking about the food, whatever they're serving.
I mean,
I'm sure it's fine.
Where'd that official taste tester go?
Probably officially taste testing.
no. Isn't Pate the official taste tester of our group? We should go grab him.
Right, Pate, that's his name.
Technically, that other NPC is the official taste tester.
Oh, that's right.
And Pete is the repeat taste tester.
Yeah.
He's the second line of defense. Because Pate negotiated not to be the first person to taste the food, basically.
Smart man.
What are the odds of 2 chefs in a row poisoning the food?
Whatever you make them to be, obviously.
Well, I'll make them 0.
You away with words.
How busy is the tavern when we get in there?
As you enter, it's fairly quiet. There are some people up early. It looks like mostly house teams that are getting ready to head to the log toss event because it only happens in the morning. And it is for, like, the house competition, so... There's definitely spots where you guys could sit down and get some breakfast if you want. The breakfast would cost 1 silver shield apiece.
Do you mind fronting me? Again, don't have any money after last night.
Sure.
Oh,
I'll pull out.
me too.
What's your excuse? You don't even know my name.
Yes, I do.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Uh,
I'll pull out 3 shields.
Oh, thank you, paying for your friends. That's nice.
Loose term.
She scoops up the shields. Big breakfast for each of you.
Yes, please.
Yes.
She'll
absolutely.
nod. She'll nod and just turn and walk away. Meanwhile, back up at the longhouse, as the 2 of you are sitting eating with the guards, Corin and his squire. Corin will kind of look out one of the windows. He chews on one of the tougher pieces of bacon, almost like thoughtfully, and then he turns and he looks back at you, Seraphina. You should be careful today. Something seems amiss about this festival, especially after the poisonings last night.
Yes, quite unfortunate. We'll certainly have to keep our eye out. I would hate for something to happen to either of you or any of our men.
Yes. I'm to report to your father. Any message you'd like me to pass along?
No, I think what's already been said is enough. He knows I'm going to be focusing on preparing for the joust the next couple of days. I'm sure he won't mind not hearing from me much.
He'll nod. Fair enough. He moves to the side and he grabs his sword. He straps it along his back, and then he motions to his squire, who rushes out to get their horses and bring them around the front of the longhouse. As he steps through the arch, he kind of turns back, and the morning haze kind of like lights up his gray and white hair. And he looks at you and he says, "Careful with that one Edric. I don't much trust him."
You never were to trust thieves as soon as they show their hand.
He'll nod. I can't think of much of a reason to trust a thief. I can only think of reasons to pay them. You better hurry up and gather your crew. That log toss starts in under an hour. And then he'll turn and head towards the horses as they come around.
Finish my morning prep, getting my armor on and everything.
Yep. You finish that. And as you're finishing eating, and you, one of the guards would let you know that they saw the rest of the group going to the tavern, but they didn't really investigate past that.
Okay. Yeah. Once I'm finished with everything, I'll get Pate and we'll head that way.
So the three of you are eating in one of the raised booths off to the side. Edric, you're the one who's sitting on the side that's facing towards the entry door, and you would eventually see as you guys are working your way through your meal. Oh, by the way, as the meals came up and the waitress dropped them all at the table, she did briefly turn and say, "And oh yes, and extra sauce for you, Mr. Lanahama." And then she'll walk away.
Oh, how'd that happen? I mean, I'm not going to complain.
And then Edric, from over their shoulder, would see Seraphina and Pate come through into the tavern.
It's amazing. Your name's already getting around, Lanahama. I'll wave to Seraphina and Pate.
Why fight against a roaring current at this point?
That's the spirit, Grandpa.
That will not be tolerated.
What won't be tolerated?
Grandpa. Do I look that old to you? A
I'll
gray
cock
hair.
my head.
A single
and-
gray hair sprouts out of my fucking beard and a little farther.
I'll cock my head. Yeah, you kind of look like you could be somebody's grandpa.
But you'd have to have children for that.
I mean, you can't be of the age.
Why are we talking about me being a grandparent? Look at this food. He starts vigorously digging in the food.
Good morning, friends. Eat up. You'll need your strength for this log toss.
My lady.
Log toss.
Oh, yes. We're going to win every game we can.
Oh, we're all expected to do that log toss.
I'm going to look around our group and see that at least 3 out of the 5 of us are not very physically imposing.
Hey, nobody said... I mean, it's an event that has a crowd. So will be people watching. But some people might have ways to contribute with their other abilities that could simulate strength. Who knows? You guys should come up with a plan and character, in my opinion.
Are there any rules against saying that you have to use just your physical strength for this?
Not that I know of. I think as long as you toss the log, you're fine.
Anahama, Drosophilum, either of you got log tossing magics?
Why, in this great place, would I need log tossing magic? Except for right now, obviously.
Yeah, I was about to say, for this situation right here.
I'm pretty self-taught, but I haven't happened to come across that scroll before. Maybe it doesn't exist. Maybe I can write it.
Well, I could probably do something, but everyone would probably kill me if I did.
Interesting.
No, not interesting. What are you trying to draw more attention to us?
No, I'm just interested what it is that would get us killed if he did it.
No,
Oh,
not you.
oh.
Just me.
Oh. What could you do that would get you killed?
I don't know, turn into something just really strong and then throw it.
That probably would get you killed, yeah. You're probably not wrong on that.
The rest of us thrown in a dungeon somewhere.
That's a very useful ability, though. Me and you should have a talk later. I can think of all kinds of uses for that.
Oh, really? Well, I would love to hear them.
I'm sure you've thought of many of them already. You are of the same ilk. And he like points between the two of you.
You like
With a forked piece of blood sausage.
I'm not sure what your grandpa's talking about, Dros.
Me either.
Ranishon.
I hate this.
Ranishon, you
So, yeah, I love yes and.
you actually might be able to help him do that to help with the log toss unnoticed. I don't know if you've looked through your powers.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I could directly do it, but if someone else needed to not look like a crazy creature or demon, I can do that.
Yeah, you could probably create an image to cover up for him with illusion craft.
Just interrupt. Okay, so interrupting whatever conversation you two are having, I'm going, actually, I can probably help with the turning into something thing. It can't be very big though. Do you have to be bigger, or can you just be, kind of like a little bit larger version of yourself? Because I can put an illusion over you. I've been practicing illusion. Actually, it's my most recent.
I am a beast, but I'm not that kind of beast. You see, I would probably have to be larger.
Well,
you could still help. With
yeah.
You would just need to spend more resources on it.
Yeah. I said, well, I've never tried to go larger, but I mean, technically, if if we lay them in the middle with a little bit of extra, like a 3/4 of an inch more between the pieces of the circle, and maybe, I don't know. I'd have to do the math. We can just try on the fly if you're willing.
You seem to have contraindicated yourself there. You need to do the math, but you want to try it on the fly.
Well, I don't think we have time for me to work out all the math. We do a lot of trial and error, some subjects, which, you're about to be a subject. And I'm not upset about that.
You would do studying and intrusive testing on your own grandchild?
You are just so interesting, considering that I don't have a child. So, yes.
Well, you don't have to bring up the fact that mother is dead, okay? It's a hard memory.
He looks at you looks at you for a second, he's like, what are you fucking, and he shakes his head. But yes, I can help. I think I can help. We're going to be for a minute. Huh?
I don't think it should take that long to toss a log, right?
Oh, I've never tossed logs before. I told you, my inner monologue from over there told me that I wasn't going to have to do this today.
You didn't tell me about your inner monologue, but that's good to know.
You weren't awake yet.
That's true.
And it was inner. Well, I think I said it actually, but
That would
mostly
be outer.
Well, nobody was around to hear it. Is a monologue really an inner monologue or an outer monologue? He'll tap the end of his nose and point at him.
I think it depends on if you're speaking the monologue or if you're just thinking the monologue.
Well, that would be the difference between an inner and outer one, yes. You two don't just talk in circles. I'm not. Let me review some notes. Leave me alone. And he starts opening the book to where his illusion craft spell work and the math behind it, equations behind it and shit are.
Do you think we talk in circles, Struss?
I certainly do sometimes. As of right now, I'm not entirely certain that that's correct.
I agree. Anyway, when are we signed up for the log toss, Serafina?
Well, it starts in a little under an hour.
Good to know.
I'd say we finish breakfast, finish any other preparations, do any inner monologuing that needs to happen, and
Or
toss
outer
them off.
monologue.
Or outer monologuing. You never know.
I see so fascinated with my monologuing. So I'm like flipping through the page.
Is there anything else you guys want to chat about before you head over for the log toss? A lot of ideas were brought up. So it seems like you guys kind of know what you want to do.
Honestly, I don't have anything at all that could help with a log toss, so
Just going to have to roll an athletics test.
Could also
Mhm.
just bring the log to life, potentially, and have it throw itself.
I like that plan a lot.
I don't know if it would work. I've never tried that before.
How subtle can you make it?
It will look like the log is throwing itself.
So not subtle at all then.
I suppose one of you could, like, hold it and just mime throwing it.
Serafina, I think that's your call.
It certainly could work.
Probably want like the whole party to mime throwing it, but
Yeah.
this is definitely a plan that could work.
I think it might be better if all of us looked like we were throwing it. And before anyone has any concerns about whether or not I think this is acceptable behavior for a game such as this, worry not. Everyone's individual skills are something to be celebrated, not to be diminished in any way. That being said, I do aim to make a good impression here, as my future within my family is on the line to some degree.
Well, history is written by the winners, they say, or maybe they wrote, and he'll like look around for shit. What is it? What's his name?
Bede?
Fucking yeah, Bede. I'll look around for Bede, like just remembering that he's a thing.
Bede was still up at the house, up at the longhouse, but he said he was going to try to catch up with you guys by the time of the log toss. He was trying to take down a bunch of notes in his book. That was I should have covered that. Jesse, the party met the scholar who wrote the book that the other party is reading last session.
Oh, neat.
Oh, that's
His name-
right.
his
That
name's
just happened
Bede.
last session. Forgot.
His name is Bede, B-E-D-E.
He's following us
Isn't it?
around.
Yeah, he's kind of just following the party around now, recording their adventures. So he's kind of like an old English friar.
That makes a certain amount of sense.
Um,
Pate would brew some alchemical creations before they set up for the log toss.
Sure. Are you keeping it a secret what you're brewing?
I don't have to.
It's
I was
totally
going to make
up to
an anticipation potion and a fortified body potion.
you. Oh, nice. Okay. All right.
I would like to, after I finish eating, go make some headway on the 10 silver mercs, or the 10 silver swords for
You
the
want to
day.
try to rob some people in the tavern?
No, I don't want to do it in the tavern because it's pretty quiet in here.
Okay.
I think I want to go out into the crowd where it's a little bit more lively.
Sure. And then you want to do like the classic Assassin's Creed thing where your arms are brushing through the crowd as you walk by. Okay, cool. Make a roll a stealth test for me against a target number of 8.
I don't think I can fail that with 4 ranks.
Yep, you sure can. And then roll a sleight of hand test for me against a target number of 12.
I have 3 ranks, and sleight of hand tests are easy for me, so I'd lower it to a 9.
Yep.
Would I auto pass it?
Yep, you sure do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you actually pick up 12 silver swords.
Hello. A bonus today.
Uh,
I'm still young.
As you're wrapping through the crowd, flicking the last of the silver swords, you would notice about 100 feet away or so, on one of the hills, leaned up against one of the shade trees near like one of the town buildings, you would notice that same House Glen guard just kind of watching.
Does he actually notice me slipping through the crowds?
You feel like he's tailing you, and he's probably been given the job because he's like a pretty perceptive guy.
You know, you just make me want to sneak away from him and then get some of my silver swords from him one of the days.
Oh, yeah, you could do that. You could try that. Just remember what Galdrick said.
He said I had to get him 10 silver swords at the end of every day.
He also said, do not try to cross me again, because I won't save your life.
Did say that, but stealing from his guard count as crossing him.
Semantics.
The rest of you had watched Edric slip away, and he's been gone for a little bit now as people are finishing up their breakfast. Is there anything else you guys want to do in Lambeth before you head to the log toss field, which is just south of the Whispering Woods? I'm taking this utter silence as a no. You're muted.
Sorry, what did you?
Kate-
I missed what you said.
Oh, I was just saying, does anybody want to do anything else in the Lambeth area before you head up? What would Pate want to do?
Pate would hand a flask to Seraphina and say, "Drink this, milady, just as a precaution. You understand?"
Oh, yes, of course, Payne. I'll drink it. Won't even give it a second thought.
It's a little sour, but you increase your wind threshold by 2 until your next rest.
Ooh,
Where was that for me last night?
this is wonderful, Payne. Thank you. I'm sure this will come in handy. You're a fine alchemist.
Log tossing sounds dangerous, and with the poison and everything, we can't be too careful.
I'm going to put my hand on your shoulder and say, Pate, it's only dangerous if you do it wrong.
Well, then I shouldn't have anything to worry about, milady.
No, of course not. You stretched today, right?
Stretch, milady?
Never mind, we'll stretch on the way there.
Very, very good, milady.
Edric, you eventually notice the 4 of them all heading northwards from the back side of the tavern up towards the log toss arena.
I'll sneak up behind them, and when I get behind them, I'll jump up behind Ranashan's shoulder and go, "What's up, Gramps?" Push to talk, James.
Shit, that was a good reaction too. Shit, every fucking time.
You gotta relax, old man. You're gonna have a heart attack one of these days.
I was relaxed until you snuck up on me.
Then you gotta be less relaxed and more perceptive.
That is a good point. Are we gonna be? What planet are we going with? Do we decide?
I was leaving that all up to you because I can't contribute anything in any of those except for the
Or
fake
I could just
log tossing.
We could just throw a log.
I don't think that's a winning strategy.
But it is traditional, I assume.
Oh, yes, very traditional.
You don't strike me as a traditional kind of guy, Dros.
No. Well, maybe I'll surprise you.
You do strike me as a surprising guy.
I'll take it.
What will you look like? What should I shoot for as far as the size of the illusion?
Look like?
Yeah. Said you were going to change into something.
Oh, do you want me to do that?
You just said you would throw the log, but I don't think you can throw it right now. Why would you offer to change into something if you didn't need to change into something to throw the log? That sentence was hard.
Well, I said I could turn into something. I never said I would turn into something. There's so many people around.
So I would cast it first. But I still need to know what you're going to change into.
I don't know. Something that's strong.
Serafina, you're feeling like the rest of the party has mixed up two plans.
All for the plan where Drosophilum turns into something strong? Say I.
I mean,
What's the other plan? The log throwing itself and we just act like we're throwing it?
Indeed.
I like that plan.
I'm alright with either plan. I just can't contribute to the second one.
Pate, what do
Except
you
for
think?
looking like I am strong.
I don't think you can contribute to that either, Ramasham.
So like he'll put up a fucking arm and yeah, exactly. Like ignore that.
Tell you what. Why don't we play the safer route and try to have the log toss itself? We can always play it up as though we all give it a nice heave. And worst comes to worst, we toss the log ourselves anyway.
Alright.
Drosophilum, are you up to the task?
Well, I can't tell you how convincing everyone will be, but I can make it throw itself, probably.
Oh, we'll take care of the convincing part.
Probably.
Don't worry.
Probably.
Probably.
We'll just give it a nudge in the right direction, and it'll go the rest of the way.
I mean, I've never made a log try and throw itself before.
All of you see Bede kind of rushing over from where you see stands have been made and a field has been flattened. Several large, like 10-foot tree trunk thick logs are laid out. And you see past him several of the other house teams like stretching and getting ready. Most of them are much bigger than you guys. He
We're definitely not cheating, guys. Don't worry.
pulls the big tome up to his chest and he says, "Oh, hi! I've been scouting out the competition, and I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of your chances."
Is that the thanks we get for the stories we shared last night?
Well, it's not about thank yous. It's just about being realistic. Do you have a plan? I guess is what I'm asking.
Yes, and it's a really good one.
I like to hear
It's
it.
a probably kind of plan.
I'm going to take the stands before the king and the queen arrive.
Make sure you cheer loudly for us.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. He runs off towards the stands. You see eventually everyone in the stands rising up, and the rest of the competitors who aren't standing for some reason in the field rising up as the king and queen take their seats. The town crier steps out. And so, the log toss will begin. He looks at the sign. He looks down at his board with his scrolls, and then he looks back up and he says, "That's awkward. House Bathurst has withdrawn from the festival games. So let's begin with House Glen." And you see Galdric and some of his guards moving forward as they make their attempt on the log toss. Then another house. Then another house.
Oh, while the other houses are going,
Yes.
can I be doing something?
Yes, what would you like to do?
I'm going to be frantically looking for a flower I can pluck.
Sure, you find a flower you can pluck.
I rush up and grab it and just pluck it out of the ground. Give it a few comforting sniffs and look very pleased with myself. And I just hold it.
And next up, House Ashmore. You see some of the workers rolling out this log. And basically the teams are heaving up on their shoulders and then throwing it as far as they can forward. And then the grounds team is measuring. So, normally this would be everyone who participates, all 5 of you rolling an athletics test and then adding the total. But it seems as though we are having the log toss itself. Can you explain mechanically how you would like to do this, Drosophilum?
Yes, that would be through the power of protective plants. specifically the root whip, and making that root whip form out of the log itself, so it like lashes the ground and thrusts itself forward.
And thrusts itself forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do also think that we should try to lift and throw the log too.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah. So
So
okay.
that we kind of get both,
Yes.
Okay.
if possible.
Yeah, you could do that. So everyone, here's what I'll say: everyone but Drosophilum is still rolling an athletics test to add towards the total. Drosophilum, I'm going to let you spin the resource to use the spell, and you are going to. I'm going to automatically give you guys 10 to your total, and you can roll a power test instead of an athletics test to add to the
Excellent.
total.
That's much better. And so
All
as
right.
we're getting ready, that flower I plucked, I eat it really fast, as I need to do that to cast my spell.
Nice. Guys, I want you to know that I just did the best I could and got us a 10.
I'm
This
I'm
is
about
my
to roll.
greatest feat of strength ever.
I got 12.
Who else has got a total?
I got 6.
Pate? So Seraphina?
I'm having dice issues. Hold on.
Okay. If you need to use real dice, you can.
No, it rolled and it landed on the edge of the tray, and then I picked it up and I threw it and went somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
And then I rolled almost the worst I possibly could.
What'd you get, though?
I got a 5.
7.
Pate got a 7. That is a total of 50. And the best team, which actually ended up being House Glenn, got a 47. You guys win the log toss.
Let's go. Amazing.
The king and queen and the crowd cheer quite loudly as all of you are kind of the home team.
And the underdogs, according to Bede.
What's like the crowd's like? Does anyone seem like they're confused as to what we just did, or does it just seem like
Make insight tests.
I'm just sinking in the praise of people cheering.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not that concerned about it.
It's against a target number of 8.
Oh, I got a 5.
Anybody else roll? Crowd seems to just drink this in and celebrate you guys. No one seems to be of the wiser.
Holy Helga, we did it.
And for winning the log toss, the town crier steps down with some of his servants, and he holds out to all of you the made entirely of silver, the log toss award, which is basically just this silvered sculpture of 5 humanoid figures lifting a
Awesome
log into
log.
the air. Yeah.
Excellent
crowd
work,
cheers.
everybody.
Wow.
He hands it directly to you, Seraphina, because it's assumed you're the team captain.
Sure, yeah. I'll make sure that I'm like kind of standing behind everyone else, like with my arms around them, so that it's not just me being like, "Look, I got this trophy." Like she's making it a point for all 5 of us to be like sharing in this victory. Yeah.
Galdrick Glenn approaches. He offers a gloved hand to you, Seraphina, like a handshake.
Sure. Yeah. I'll return.
Well done. I have to say, I had considered your little party underdogs in this particular event.
Yes, well, I think you'll find that underdogs tend to have a few tricks up their sleeve. A little bit of leverage goes a long way.
He scans through each one of you, lingering just briefly on you, Edric, and then he turns to her and he smiles, and he says, "Well, I can't wait to see which one of you goes up against me in the archery contest." He looks at you, Seraphina. "Make sure you make the right choice." And then he turns and he just kind of walks away.
You mean we aren't all going to just be throwing a giant arrow?
Well, no, one of us is going to hold the bow, and the other 4 are going to pull back the string.
Well,
Oh,
we're
right,
gonna
no, that
make
makes
the bow
more
shoot.
sense.
We're gonna make the bow shoot itself.
Correct.
That's
Watching
the
him
way
walk,
to do it.
watching him walk away, Seraphina will say, "Well, Galtrix seems a bit on edge. Maybe he's concerned that he's going to lose to us today."
Well, he's losing so far.
He's 0 for 1.
Yes, and that is a great start for us.
I rolled another insight check when he. Did I catch that he lingered on Edric a little bit long?
What'd you get on your insight test?
6.
No.
No. Fuck. All right.
Well, on to the next one.
Can I find Bede really fast?
Yeah, Bede ran out and celebrated with you guys. He's like standing there.
And what do you think about that, Bede? And I just like poke him in his chest, and then I make the entangling roots happen around him because my spell lasts for 10 minutes.
I thought it was fantastic, Joseph Willem. I'm very impressed.
On to the next one. Do try and keep up.
Wait, but I need help. I can't get these off.
Hurry up now,
It wears
baby.
off as soon as I'm outside of 2 range bands.
He starts to follow. And now you guys have open time until midday for the archery contest. So how would you all of you like to spend that time?
I think I would like to attempt to compete in the obstacle course.
Sure. In these games, you guys can try to earn any of you can compete once in any of these, and you can earn tickets for your team for any of you that get through them. Basically, you want to go to the obstacle course first?
Yeah, that's definitely the field game that I think my character is best suited for. And also, I get to be the person who runs the shell game, in which case my character would probably be amazing at that.
No, you're not the person who runs the show.
I
All
thought
right.
I had something that Sean would like to do, but I can't remember what it was.
I mean, don't forget, you can just try to do anything you want.
Well, of course.
One of them, you definitely, some of you probably won't be able to do well. So we begin with the obstacle course. Or you guys can also split up if you just want to head around and do different things.
That's what I was going to do. I was going to do the storytelling content.
Okay, sure.
I saw them put their token next. I saw Stella put their token next to one. I was like, "That's a good idea. I'll do that."
Throw
All
them
right,
in,
people
but
put your tokens by what you want to do first. I guess the party's split. Oh my god, the decision paralysis that some of you are having right now. I believe. Paid. You go try the shell game? Okay. The grease pig catch, that makes sense. James.
I forgot where it was.
You're all over the place right now, bro.
Pay will have also drunk an anticipation potion.
Okay, sure. What all does that one do?
+1 to initiative and +1 to dodge rolls.
Okay.
Is the one you gave me +2 health wound threshold or sanity wound?
Health.
Oh.
Okay. I think that Ranishon can't decide what he's doing, so.
Also do this. I don't also want to do the storytelling if you're going to do it.
I mean, any of you can, you guys could walk around and just do all of these. All individually. You don't need to split up if you don't want to.
And that just increases
Just trying
our
to earn
odds
tickets.
of winning each
Yeah.
event.
Well, it increases
That's true.
your odds of getting tickets.
I'm assuming we have time for all of us to do all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You have the break until the archery contest, then you have a break between the archery contest and the pie eating contest. So
We just go down the list then, yeah?
you guys want to just go down the list? That starts with arm wrestling. So as you guys reach the arm wrestling tables, who all would like to attempt to arm wrestle with an NPC?
Sure.
An arm wrestling contest is best 2 out of 3 athletics versus you can either use athletics or constitution.
So great at all of those. I'll try.
Me too.
All right. Edric sits down first. Edric, go ahead and roll your first athletics or constitution test.
6.
6. You start to push your opponent's arm to one side. Roll again.
9.
He brings your hands back up to even. And one more roll to see who takes it.
5.
He slams your hand into the table. Nice try, man. Nice try.
Almost had you.
Almost. He stands up and he collects his ticket. Pate, you want to try next? First roll.
Sure.
Athletics or constitution.
Go on, Paige.
I'm
You just want to
so good at those. I got a 5.
He brings your hand halfway down to the table. You desperately roll again to try to fight back to even.
5.
And he slams your hand into the table. Good try, kid.
Pate will shrug and get up from the table.
Would anybody else like to try the arm wrestling?
Absolutely,
try.
I will. She'll let Dross go first, though. She
Dross
wants
the
to see
villain.
how everyone does this.
You sit down across from a particularly portly man.
Let's see. I got 12.
You bring his hand halfway to the table. Roll again.
6.
Drosophilum. You slam his hand into the table and collect the first festival ticket for the party.
I still want to do the arm wrestling.
All right, Seraphina. You sit down from just like a real butch lesbian woman. She's ready to go. She looks excited that it's you.
May the best woman win.
Right.
Does this count as combat? You can say no.
I don't think it does.
Trying to leverage
Yeah.
some features here, you know.
Yeah. What feature are you trying to leverage, though?
Adrenaline.
Yeah, I'll let you use adrenaline on this.
Okay.
Each one of these tests counts as a round.
Okay. Well, the first one I would have chosen the active test because that's the only one that will do anything.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll.
All right. I got a 6, and it's easy. So I roll twice.
Yeah, so you roll a second time and keep the higher.
6.
You bring her hand halfway to the table. Second roll.
All right. I got nothing for the other ones. 11.
You slam her hand to the table and collect a ticket.
I will make sure to take like a moment to tell her like good match.
Yeah, whatever. She just gets up and storms away.
Seraphina is like more so than trying to win, she's trying to like make a good impression on anyone who's watching on all
Sure.
these games. That's kind of her priority.
Sure. Ranishon, are you just gonna pass?
Yeah, and like as we're doing this, I'm gonna like feel a little curry up the back of my shirt and be like, oh, Balo, where have you been? And I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna like find a pocket cracker and like give it up to him. It still sits on my shoulder.
He's a raccoon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he starts munching on it.
Does your friend want to do any arm wrestling, Ranishon?
Oh no, he'd probably try to steal the timepieces off everyone here.
Well, that's a different contest entirely.
Right. Nope. I had a good time watching all the adrenaline and, well, in your case, femininity, but masculinity happen right here.
Yes, these have been good games so far. We've got quite a lot of capable people here. It's very exciting.
Right.
Pate, how's your arm?
Pete's arm
How's your arm?
in sixth place.
I'll be all right, milady. I just perhaps I should stretch.
Yes, stretching is quite important, Pate.
There's like a massive lump on the back of his forearm where it slammed into the table. As all of you head away from the arm wrestling tables, which game would you like to try next?
Well, if we're just going down the list, I guess we're doing the greased pig catch.
Ah, yes, the greased pig catch.
Oh, I will participate in this one, actually. I've had a lot of practice having to catch little wild boars from the hook while I'm out in the forest. I'll do this one.
Who all would like to participate in the greased pig catch?
I will.
Pate will try.
Well,
All right. Each of you gets in one of your own stalls. You're standing on and slipping on this mud in the ground as just a greasy pig gets unleashed out into each one of your pins. And to catch the pig, or at least catch up to the pig and attempt to grapple it to begin the contest, I need each of you to roll an athletics, acrobatics, or a persuasion test. If you would like to try to get the pig to come to you, you can.
Question.
Yes, sir.
I have the animal aspects calling, and I ignore difficult terrain. Would that help me in this?
That would help here. I'd say that these tests are easy for you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Oh, never mind. It says people. Never mind.
Or persuasion.
I was about to ask if this pig is from my culture or home nation.
I am actually going to try and persuade the pig.
I'm also going to try
to persuade the pig.
Okay. All right, let's start with Edric. Acrobatics?
Acrobatics. I got an 11.
An 11. You dive towards it. It squeals as it slips out of your arms, and you have to reach out again to try to grab it. You could do an athletics or acrobatics at this point.
14.
14. All right. You pull it back in, and you pull it tight to your chest as you wheel around, and it finally stops struggling, and you earn a festival ticket. I hope one of you is keeping track of how many you guys are earning, because I'm not.
I got it, guys.
We've got 2 so far, I think.
You had 2, and that is your third, I believe.
2
All
people won the arm wrestling contest?
Yes. Joseph
Nice.
Phillum did, and Serafina did. All right. Joseph Phillum.
I got an 11 persuasion.
Okay, what are you doing to try to get it to come to you?
I am getting down on all fours and like rolling in the mud with the pig just to try and get it to crawl over to me.
All right, you could choose to do an athletics or acrobatics to try and physically engage it now, or you could continue trying to persuade it to come up to you.
I'm gonna keep persuading it.
All right, go ahead and roll another persuasion test for me.
10.
The rest of you would see Joseph Phillum pop up in his pen, covered in mud, holding what appears to be a very happy pig as he's rubbing its belly.
One
Joseph
of the
Phillum.
only people in this contest who talks the pig into getting caught.
What
And
a
Joseph
good
Phillum,
fish.
you earned yourself a ticket. All right, Ranishan.
There's literal howling going on in my house. I don't know if anybody of you can hear it.
I hear a little bit,
Okay.
but continue.
It's there. Yeah. Anyways,
You're celebrating the Chiefs getting their asses kicked.
Probably. No. Dog on the kennel. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna pull and go in my pocket and I'm gonna say, the rules do not always restrain. Make this pig think this is grain. And I'm gonna pull a piece of mirror out of my pocket, and I'm gonna cast illusion craft. And as I'm pulling it out of my pocket, I'm gonna shake my hand, and I'm gonna turn that mirror into like things that the pig would want to eat.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pay the extra on illusion craft to get it for 10 minutes. And then another one, so the illusion gives an immersive sense of smell, or when it moves, it makes noise exactly what. So I'm gonna give it like the smell of food to hit.
All right.
And then I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna like go up, and I'm gonna start shaking it, and like in a line from him, like to me, and like shaking off a couple of these illusion grains, piece of grain or whatever. And then my persuasion was only at 7 though.
I think that's enough. Between that and the resource usage, you're able to get the pig to come up, and then basically you're able to just reach out and scoop it up as you're dangling this illusion of food in front of it.
Yeah. Come on, future bacon.
And then it leaps up into your arms.
Oh, well done. I won't actually cook you. You're not food.
And you get a ticket.
Woo! I'm gonna go deal with this dog problem. I'll be right back.
All right, Pate, how would you like to try to catch this greasy pig?
That's a great question.
Sleep potion.
If only I knew how to make those.
Love potion.
I don't think those are on the list. Seems like quite an oversight, honestly.
More grease.
Pate's going to see the trick with the grain ? And he's going to use his knowledge of natural science and finding herbs and things to try to find some like truffles or something the pig would like, while the others are catching their pigs before going into the yard with the pig.
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion test for me.
Okie dokie.
This one is easy. So it's going to take the target number down to like a 3. Pretty passable. Gotta believe.
Still roll snick ass.
9.
All right. The pig's now like halfway to you and trying to eat some of what you tossed off the ground. You could attempt to catch it with an athletics or an acrobatics, or try to continue persuading it.
I'll try to continue persuading it.
Okay. Go ahead and make another persuasion. This one is against a target number of 6. It moves up just within reach of you. Do you want to try to convince it to get in your arms?
Yes.
All right. This one's going to be a target number of 9.
Well, that was a 7, but my first 2 rolls were 9 or above.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. It jukes to the side of you, and I'll let you make an athletics or acrobatics against its dodge to try to catch it before
Sure, I'll try to make.
before you lose it.
I'll try to make acrobatics. I got a 4.
A 4. Yeah, unfortunately, it leaps out of your reach, and you are unable to collect a ticket on the greased pig catch game. Pate stands up in the booth, looking a little muddy as he comes out to the rest of you, and Seraphina, you're the only one left.
Yep, I'm also going to use persuasion. She's going to remember the family pig that she grew up with and just chasing it around all day. and how she learned a lot of different tactics to catch it. She's gonna just look as basically just look and act as friendly as possible, like very non-threatening. Like she kind of goes into a stance, she reaches out to it a certain way. Persuasion checks are easy for me.
Oh, nice. Well, then your first target number is a 3.
Okay, I can't fail that because I have a +1.
You get it to come up to you. Your second target number is going to be a 6.
Yeah, I got a 12.
It's just within reach now. Do you want to try to persuade it into your arms?
Yes.
All right, one more. This is a target number of 9.
Oh, that's an 8. Damn.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you can make an athletics or an acrobatics to try to reach out and catch it as it's running away from you.
Yeah, I did do athletics. 5.
Unfortunately, it rolled a 7 on its dodge. It jukes out of the way of you, and you are unable to come up with a pig-catching ticket.
So stubborn. And as she walks away, she kind of like looks at Pate. Maybe it's all the bacon I had this morning.
Pate will say, "Sorry, milady. We can try something else tomorrow."
No, Pate. I'll
Chicken,
eat all
perhaps?
the bacon. I'll eat all the bacon tomorrow.
Yes, milady. Of course.
It's making me stronger.
Maybe I should have kept the pig we caught.
All right, so as all of you continue along the field games, you reach the horse breaking coup. And who all would like to attempt horse breaking?
What is this one?
It's essentially, it's like riding down and saddling a wild horse. It requires athletics, insight, and persuasion or athletics for the final test.
Oh, I'll try this
Yeah, I'm good. We can set this
I
one
have
up.
2 twanks in swipe. Perfect.
Trying.
I don't know what happened to my sheet, but apparently I have 20 ranks in insight.
Oh, well,
That's a lot.
I don't think that's accurate.
Broken.
No, I know I have 0. I don't know why there's.
300.
All I did was flatten it, so it's on you. All right, who would like to go first?
I know.
Ranashan and Bala will be also sitting this one out.
I'll go first.
Joseph Phillum. First, you need an athletics test to get on the wild horse as it's bucking and kicking towards you. This is against a target number of 6. Hey, good job. You hop on its back. Now go ahead and make an insight test against a target number of 5 for me.
5.
All right. Based upon how you feel yourself kind of like connecting to this wild beast now, I would let you make a persuasion or an athletics against the target number of 10 to break the horse.
Whisper funny stories in its ear. Oh, it's a 9.
It's a 9. Unfortunately, it does buck you off, and you are unable to earn a ticket from this game.
It didn't like your story, Chris.
Which leaves just are Pate and Seraphina. Are you both trying?
I will.
Okay.
Sure.
Who would like to go first?
I can go first.
All right.
Go for it.
It begins with an athletics test against a target number of 6 to get on the bucking bronco.
Seven.
All right, you get on its back. Go ahead and make an insight versus a target number of 5 for me to attempt to connect with this creature.
6.
6, okay. So you're rubbing on its collar, you're trying to get it to calm down, and you could make a persuasion or an athletics against a target number of 10.
Persuasion.
I thought you might go that direction.
Since I cannot get a 10 on the.
Oof. It's only a 6.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you are also bucked off by the horse, leaving just Seraphina to hopefully get the party a ticket from this game.
Athletics first?
Yes, first in athletics versus target number 6.
8.
8, alright. You get on its back. Go ahead and make an insight versus a target number of 5. Ooh.
Oh, God. That's a 3.
Alright, you can try to either persuasion or athletics, but it's going to be instead a target number of 13 now.
Okay, I'm going to do persuasion. Persuasion is easy for me.
Okay. Don't forget, you could use momentum to make it even easier.
It's true. She's good. She's not going to tempt fate on this one.
Okay. This is verse 10.
I get to reroll 1s, which I forgot about, because I have Charming.
Oh, nice. Roll that one. Oh!
I have +1, though. So
Okay, yeah, that's a 10. Seraphina, you managed to break that horse. And you get the party 1 ticket out of this game. That was a rough one.
We're up to 6 tickets now, guys.
Alright, you guys feel like you could get one more field game in before the midday event begins. You want to do the obstacle course?
Or we could just split them up into 3 and 3.
I was just letting you guys know. You have time for one more if you want one more. If not, you can just head to the archery course early. You guys do need to decide who's going to be the contestant out of the party. Only one of you can enter the archery.
For which
contest.
ones?
The archery
For
contest.
archery. Okay.
That will not be me.
Have we seen Edric use a bow, or does he just throw
Aldrich?
knives?
I mean,
No,
so far all you've seen me do is throw knives, but I'm pretty sure I would be the best at the bow, because I'm pretty sure I still get to add my agility to any weapon attack roll. It doesn't just have to be knives.
I mean, you're agile.
And I'm very agile. So I would
think you might-
probably be one of the best for it.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be you, based on what I've seen of all of us. Maybe Dross. Dross, you agile?
Let's see, I could make the arrow alive again and make it shoot itself at the target.
I think
Oh,
that would
look,
be a
once-
little bit more noticeable in this particular game.
Although it did work quite well for a much larger piece of wood.
I could summon a creature that is very good at archery. Maybe.
Unfortunately, I think that might disqualify you. I'd have to check the fine print on the contest rules, but I'm pretty sure it says you have to fire the arrow, or at least look like you are.
Not me then.
I think it might be Edric.
Sounds like
Unless-
I'm shooting a bow.
Unless, Pate, do you remember anything from your archery lessons when you were 3 years old?
Oh, yes. I think I could probably remember how to fire an arrow.
I think we'll let Edric take this one, Pate. And we'll get you
No,
some more archery
Pate.
lessons, and I'll pat him on the shoulder.
Pate sounds
Oh,
pretty
possibly.
confident.
I mean, Seraphina will absolutely let Pate do the archery contest if he wants to. Not that it's her choice.
Kind
I
of.
mean, kind
Um,
of your choice, yeah.
You're kind of the boss.
Pate, if you're feeling confident about archery, you're more than welcome to take up the bow and give it a shot, literally. Or you can leave it to Edric. I'm sure he's quite handy with one.
I wouldn't want to take away Edric's fun, milady.
Oh, that's a good point. Edric is here to have fun.
It's been a blast so far.
All right, so you guys want to head to the archery contest field and get ready for that then?
Let's do
Alright, you guys leave behind the field games. You head to the contest field, and the midday light is kind of cutting through the gray clouds now. Most of that rain and wet that was in the air has started to break away as you see more stands constructed in the field, and the king and queen taking their place along with the crowd of those nobles that attended and others. One by one, each of the teams sends out one of their own to be a contestant in the archery contest. Edric, as you're testing the bow and the quiver for your stand, and you're looking out at the range, you would see Galdric Glynn step up into the slot next to you. He stretches, pulling out a familiar bow. He turns to you and he smiles. I was hoping it would be you.
Apparently none of the rest of them knew how to use a bow.
Yes, and none of the rest of them are quite so certain of what I'm capable of. He smiles.
I mean, I feel like Seraphine probably should be.
Oh, I'm sure she'll learn with time. Anyways, you should take a few practice shots. You're going to need them. And as the last of the archers step forward and the town crier steps up to announce the event, we're gonna take our 15-minute break. We begin the first round of the archery contest. These are basically elimination rounds. You don't hit the target, you don't move on. Every target you hit, the target gets farther away. And we begin with an offense agility test against a target number of 6.
Do my ranks come into play at all in this?
Yeah. Would you auto pass?
I have 2 ranks, so I think I ought to pass.
Okay. You sink the first arrow, as does Galdric next to you. Only a couple archers. 2 of 11. So there's like 9 left because the 12th house isn't participating because they all got poisoned by, somebody. Only 2 of them miss, leaving 9 archers remaining. As we begin, they move back the post boards out in the field and then clear the field. The town crier calls for the second shot, and this is against a target number of 9.
Hey, Matt, I have a question.
Yes.
So the ranks auto pass it. If you have a flat bonus, would you add that to your auto pass score? Okay. The thought had occurred to me on the break, so I was like, I wonder if that would work.
So you auto pass a 9 as well.
With 2 ranks?
Yeah.
Okay.
2
No,
more.
You need a 3 to pass a 9.
Oh no, my bad. You got to roll for this.
Oh, I rolled a 9. So
okay, cool. That leaves 2 more eliminated archers and 7 remaining, including you and Galdric. Galdric so far has been firing like fairly lazily. Like he's like barely even needs to warm up to hit these targets.
Mm-hmm.
And we move up to a target number of 11. Go ahead and roll for it.
17.
17. Both you, Galdric, and 2 other archers hit on these, and 3 more are eliminated. The targets are moved farther back as there's 4 remaining archers. And this is going to be against a target number of 14. Keep in mind, you can use momentum. If the party
I rolled a 7.
Oh, okay. Unfortunately, you and the other 2 archers are eliminated from the archery contest on this post, with Galdric sinking the post dead center. He takes the win for the midday event. And the queen passes on to him the archer's pendant, which he holds up to the crowd as those in favor of his house cheer loudly. Edric, you leave the field and return to the party.
It's a good show, Hedrick. You've got quite some skill.
I expected more of you.
I can't say the bow's ever been my specialty.
Bede
Definitely his.
Bede nods his head as Drosophilum says that and says, yes, I think I'm going to have to sandwich to this part in with some of the other things. I don't want to end a chapter on such a downer.
Sorry,
You
my
would
loss
write
was
anything?
so tragic for your book.
You would write anything but the truth bead?
No, I just mean everything in it will be fact, but I'm going to play with the narrative scope. Not everything needs to happen chronologically.
History is written by the winners, indeed.
Well, in this case, the losers.
All right, don't have to rub it in. All right.
He'll stand up. I think that there are some more field games you could attempt. The pie eating contest will happen at the end of the night, and I'm sure that'll get all of you sick. Well, maybe not you. He looks at Joseph Phillip.
I am hungry.
I do hope they double check whoever's making the pies. Wouldn't want another catastrophe like last night.
I had overheard that they were watching the kitchens quite closely.
I will also be participating in the pie eating contest. I have a certain affinity for, very favorite things and such, and yes.
All of you head back over to the field games.
I hope it's rhubarb.
The
Fruit are
rhubarb is
best.
the one. I hope it is not.
Maybe they'll have different flavors and you get to choose.
I like peach. Beat smiles.
Peyton, write this down.
Well, for a competitive edge, pick one without seeds.
Yes, of course, milady.
Without seeds.
You might bite on them and hurt your teeth.
You should pull the seeds out.
I don't think they actually let you choose. I think they just sit a bunch of pies in front of your team and you go to town, as it were.
I will still be attending. I enjoy a good pie.
I could use some pie.
Worst case scenario, we lose and we got some free pie out of it.
Around this time,
Yes.
all of you entering from this direction back into the field would be passing. The closest of the 3 field games that you haven't tried yet is the shell game.
I'll try my hand at the shell game, I guess.
So, the shell game involves 3 flurries of switches, and then a guess. For each of them, you can make an awareness, perception, or study.
Would I have any, would my background as a thief and sleight of hand expert help at all with kind of knowing how these games
I mean, you
go in a
understand.
scamming thing?
You understand that these games involve trickery, but you don't have any mechanical benefits. You're just aware that trickery is involved.
I don't think I would, but it's worth a try.
For those of you that step up to the shell game, I'll kind of run you all at once. Technically, you're doing it separately. But for that first awareness, perception, or study, it is versus a target number of 8.
I got a 9.
Would I be able to cast a power before?
Yeah. Be able to activate a power. What do you want to do?
Do you enhance senses?
Okay. What did everyone else get on the first roll? Everyone else who's playing the shell game.
I got an 8 exactly.
Okay, that's good enough to
I
continue.
got a 10.
That's good enough. Pate, are you trying?
What check was it again?
It can be.
I got a 3.
Okay. Pate immediately gets eliminated from his shell game. Awareness, perception, or study.
Enhanced senses makes my awareness easy.
Okay. So you could roll twice and take the higher. Or actually, it would drop it to 5, sorry. Because it's a set number. I know the game that I'm designing.
8.
Alright. He does another flurry of moves, and I need each of you that are still in it to again make awareness, perception, or studies versus a target number of 10.
Nope, I failed.
10.
Oh, I got exactly 10.
Me too.
And yeah, nice. And then I need each of you to make one more to correctly guess where it went. It could be awareness, perception, or study. It's versus a target number of 14. Sorry, no, 12. 12.
Since I failed the second one, am I out?
You sure are.
Okay.
You guessed the wrong area. Wrong cup.
These things happen.
You gotta go practice. Be good, bro. 15?
I got a 9, but my awarenesses are easy right now.
Oh, so that drops the 12 to a 9.
Which I got.
And what did you get, Edric?
A 9. But I don't have anything that makes it easy, so...
So 2 tickets are awarded, 1 to Drosophilum and 1 to Ranishon for this game. And that just leaves the obstacle course and the storytelling contest.
I will do the obstacle course.
I will also do the obstacle course.
Everyone who heads over to the obstacle course.
I will take off my armor.
Sure thing.
You don't want to run an obstacle course in heavy armor?
You know,
Anyone
she would, but
besides
she knows it's dumb.
anyone besides Seraphina and Edric trying it?
I'll do it.
It'll give it a go.
I'll try.
Not you,
turn into
Ranishon.
something that's really good at running an obstacle course.
Ranishon takes this time to find a stool and light his pipe.
Yeah, actually, we are gonna start that because that's why we were gonna be in the pie eating contest, because we're gonna get real fucking
You're gonna get real
high
fucking
on Wizard Leaf before we do.
70% of James's characters smoke weed.
I like
so
this plan.
They do.
Rookie numbers.
they're ready.
Bring those up.
All right. Stella's like, oh,
Where's your
my
bong
God.
wizard, James? Bring in the bong wizard.
The bomb wizard from your campaign, my guy.
That's true. That is true.
All right.
Chris's campaign.
Who would like to go first? Edric's going
Oh, it's
first.
Chris's campaign. That's
Edric.
right. No.
As you run up the ridged climbing steps, I need you to make an athletics against a target number of 6.
Athletics. Damn, I was hoping for acrobatics.
There's that. That's involved in the obstacle course too.
3.
3. You immediately fall off the obstacle course and leaves. I'm so sorry, sir.
Oh no.
Man.
Karmic justice for getting that cook killed. All right, Drosophilum,
I didn't kill anybody, okay?
you're up next. And as you take on the climbing steps, it is an athletics versus a target number of 6. I said you got him killed. I didn't say you killed him.
Alright. I got a 10.
All right, you get to the top, and there's a wooden wheel spinning with several planks on it that you have to jump to and run across. That is going to be an acrobatics versus target number of 8.
I needed to make it to that event.
Well, you didn't, so.
Would
I know.
I be able to cast flight on myself and make it look like it's a struggle, but
Sure.
I can really just fly through?
Sure. You cast flight on yourself, and you leap, and then you kind of land and play off balancing as you run across. And then you need to do a long jump, which is an athletics versus a target number of 10. But your flight can also get you out of that. You leap across and land. And there's one last acrobatics. This time it is actually to move across several of the spinning wheels. And unfortunately, the only thing the flight is going to do for you here, if you want to do it in a believable way, is make it easy. But you're
Okay.
still going to have to make an acrobatics versus a target number of 12, which becomes 9. Don't forget about momentum, guys.
I can make a 9.
You got this, flying boy.
But I
Oof.
only got a 4.
Ugh. Drosophilum makes it all the way to the end before he tumbles off. And you manage to catch yourself with your flight and land safely, but unfortunately you have failed the obstacle course, Drosophilum. Alright, Pate. You're up next.
Break a leg, Pate. But don't actually, please.
Yes, milady. I'll try to, or not to. Here I go.
And first you have to hit the climbing steps, which is an athletics versus a target number of 6.
I got half a 6.
You go tumbling off the climbing steps, just as Edric did before you. Which leaves us with just Seraphina. hopefully get one ticket for the team out of this, as Randashan looks on, feeling quite wise that he didn't even attempt.
I'm gonna start talking to my shoulder and say, "Oh, Ballo, where, I don't know how we could have helped him. Maybe we should have tried, Ballo. I've lost track of Ballo.
He started a pie eating contest of his own.
His own in the trash can. All right, that's an athletics against a target number of 6 to start things off, Seraphina.
Can I leverage adrenaline for this?
I feel like because you're not like contesting somebody else, there's no way to call this a combat.
That's fair. That's fine. Oh, no, that's a 5.
You go tumbling off the
Not very good
steps.
at athletics.
The obstacle course was not meant to be for your team, as all of you walk away ticketless. How's everyone reacting to that?
Well, as Ranashan inner out monologue became an outer monologue again, and turned to Dross and go, I don't think he knows what an inner monologue really is. I think all of his monologues are outer.
Has he been monologuing? Is that what he's doing? I thought he was just talking to somebody that we couldn't see.
Is there much of a difference?
It makes
You guys
all
can't
the
see Ballo?
difference.
See who?
Ballo.
Who are you talking about?
My friend Ballo.
That's exactly my point.
Oh.
Is your friend
Really?
competing?
He's a familiar, but he's like a stronger familiar, like one that I can just keep around whenever. You really can't see him. He's a raccoon.
I understand. He's very familiar to you. Yes.
Don't worry, we all...
Familiar. Have any of you read of familiars before?
Well, I've heard of familiars, but I haven't seen one at all today.
He was sitting on my shoulder for a decent chunk of that, of you guys failing that course.
Oh no, I was much too focused on the course.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Nope, never saw a familiar.
He's gonna like look perplexed and fall totally silent because he doesn't understand what he's doing wrong. He's pretty sure everybody should be able to see it.
Now his outer monologue, I think, became an inner monologue.
Well,
wish
they
I
can't
could
see
hear
him.
what was
Maybe they
going
can't
on.
see him now. Maybe he's not actually gone. Maybe he's
Okay,
not.
there it is.
I'll like look up at everybody.
The outer's back.
Seraphina's going to put her hand on your shoulder and look at you with a smile and say, Ranashan, you are a deep tapestry of stories.
Yes. Many stories. That's true.
Oh, speaking of stories, I believe there's a storytelling contest. You should do this one, Ranashan. I think it'd be wonderful.
Oh, I agree. I would definitely very much like this one.
Onward then, and I'm gonna kind of forcefully bring you with me.
All right, as your party approaches the final field game of the day, the storytelling contest stage, who all would like to participate in the storytelling contest?
Me.
Ranashan will.
What all goes into a storytelling contest?
So this works a little bit differently than how the other ones work. This will not be testing any of your guys' skills. Sorry, what's that? Instead, each person who decides to storytell has to tell us a story in character, and anyone who isn't participating has to roll a die, and I will tell them their judge attitude. And at the end of the story, the player telling the story needs to have gotten 3 votes that it was a good story from the NPC that the other people are playing out of 5. And if they do, then they get a ticket.
Okay.
But it is going to require you to make up a story on the spot in character. So.
Oh, James the player has thought about this.
That's 2. Is anybody else doing it besides the 2 of them?
I might, but I'll go last if I do.
Okay.
Give myself a second to think of something, maybe.
Chris, Jesse, what are your characters feeling? Pate maybe has stage fright. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate.
So you guys see Pate sneak into the back.
He has most things right.
Yeah. So Pate decides to sit this one out. Drosophilum?
Too many eyes on Drosophilum up
Okay. Joseph Philem decides to sit this one out with Pate. So, who would like to begin? Seraphina or Ranashan?
I'm gonna nudge Ranashan. Now's your time to shine.
As Ranashan takes the stage, I need the four of you. I will also be playing one of the judges to roll a d20 for me.
15.
All right. 7, Chris?
Yep.
You are a affable judge. What, you got a 15? You are a grumpy judge.
Hell yeah.
Jesse, did you roll?
I got a 9.
A 9. You are a... You are a tired judge. Seraphina, what did you get?
I got a 6.
You got a 6. You are a happy judge. And I will be playing the 5th judge. I am a critical judge. Hey, just perfect. That's exactly how I feel about storytelling. All right, Ranashan, the stage is yours. The crowd goes quiet.
I'm going to tell one of you, all of you, a story about a magical place called the Cave.
I mean, oh yay! I love stories about caves.
Say, there was once this magical place that was said you had to come upon out of pure luck. Or maybe it was when you died, or something, I don't know. But this magical place was called the Cave. And he'll like jazz fingers it. Nothing happened, nothing magical or anything. It was said that you could go into the cave and the cave would speak to you and ask you of 3 questions: what you wanted, what you needed, and what you wanted for someone else. Someone who, if you asked it for what you wanted, you might get something, or you might not. If you ask for something you needed, you'll get probably just the opposite, because if we're being serious, most people don't know really what they want. So maybe they need it. And also for one, and if they asked you what's something that you would want for someone else, what would be your answer? Would it be something to help them because you've gotten help from the cave as well? Or would you wish ill upon your friend or foe, hopefully foe? And so a man came in and asked, oh fuck, can't remember the rest of the story I came up with. Fuck. I lost it. Oh, I'm so upset with myself.
You gotta roleplay Ranashan losing it.
Ad-lib.
Okay, I'll say, once a man came to the cave and the cave asked him what he wanted, and he said he wanted... Shit, I forgot this part of the story. He said he wanted a new pair of boots to make sure that his journeys homes were always not painful. Right, that's what it was. Okay, and then the cave was like, well, that was not a very big desire. What do you think you need? And he said, well, I need... Oh shit, what is this part of the story? I can always get these mixed up. The man said, I need a new hat for keeping the sun off myself, because I wouldn't be able to walk anywhere if I was dead from getting skin, lesions and being off in the sun too much, like some of us are, right? Yes. He's like looking visibly nervous, and he like grabs his beard and and then the cave asked him, well, that is all well and good. Well, what would you wish for in someone else who maybe comes upon this cave? And the man says, well, I remember this part. The man says, well, I wish for them to see how I got here through my eyes, because then they could pass it along. See, they could pass it on to the next one, and then they would hopefully say that the next person to come across the cave would Oh shit! I always forget the part of it. But it is wholesome. It's a very wholesome story. It's supposed to teach you a lesson. Has it worked? Has it taught you all a lesson?
I just clap repeatedly, very excitedly. Yes, yes, I've learned so much.
Yes.
Has Rand
Learned you're a couple marbles short of a full set.
I don't understand
I'm
that.
sorry, I must have nodded off a little in the middle there. Did you finish?
Nodded off in the middle. Did you not get good sleep last night? How are you supposed to judge things if you did not get good sleep?
Well, I thought it was wonderful.
That's suspicious, actually.
Can we
Coming
just
from you.
vote already?
Oh, you're not dressed a film. I totally. I answered that as if you were dressed a film.
A terrible story. I have no idea what we were supposed to have learned from it. No vote from me.
It's
Everyone's a
for
critique.
me as well.
Everyone's a critique.
I thought it was simply amazing. So much
Must be
intrigue, so much uncertainty, even from the
Yes.
storyteller. It only adds to the tension.
I really tried to make you guys, feel that aura of mystery like I did.
Well, mysterious it was. I would give it a 9 out of 10, actually.
That's good. 9 out of 10 is good.
Fools. So that's 2 votes for yes, which just leaves our tired judge to decide which way he wants us to go.
I must say, best sleep I've had in weeks. Sure.
Radishon gets a ticket from the storytelling contest.
Yes, I knew it. I think those parts. Where the fuck did Bello go? That's why I forgot that he must have taken those thoughts out of my head.
Dross is gonna stand up in the crowd, just point back to the judges. That's not me. It's not me.
That's not me.
As Radishon leaves the stage and Seraphina takes it over, I need James to roll a d20 for me. He's using a real die for this. He's talking to us, or somebody else.
He's talking to his room.
Yeah, he's talking to the distraction.
He's talking to this Bello character.
He's inner monologuing out
No,
loud.
I was searching for a dice and couldn't have my hand on the on the voice push start. I rolled a 17.
A 17. Alright. You are an intrigued judge. Seraphina, you take the stage and the crowd goes quiet for your story.
Sure, she's got a mug of ale with her. She's not drinking it, but there's just something about holding a mug of ale that improves her storytelling. She'll say, "Of all the stories to tell, which one to tell now? Oh, how about the time that I once danced with Master Swordfighter Quintessa Norcaster under the pale moonlight cast upon the dunes of the Terracin Desert? Yes, it was just a few years ago. In fact, I had just finished defending a village from a crew of bandits using only the power of my voice. That's a story in of itself, but that's for a different time, I suppose. But anyway, I was tired, so very tired. The heat of the desert was brutal, savage. But then I took a rest in a small village in the kingdom of Terracin, and there I broke bread with a hooded figure. Very strange, very enigmatic, but soon found that they were carrying a legendary silver sword, one that I had recognized from a duel many, many years prior. So I asked them their identity. I said, we've only just gotten to know each other, but somehow I feel like I know you already. They pulled back their hood, and I saw their face, the beauty that I had seen just a few years prior. And of course, one thing led to another, and as all what's the word I'm looking for? As all strange meetings like this go, it led to a duel between myself and Quintessa, right there in the town square. The duel went on for hours and hours. It's heavy, emotionally, it's tiresome. We both put our all into it. And then we decided upon a draw. We decided there was no better sword fighter amongst the two of us. We decided a new duel should be held. A duel of the heart, of the soul. And there we were, the moonlight casting its gaze upon us at the top of the highest dune in the Terracin Desert. And it is there that we danced, not with swords, but with souls. Two entwined together as one, shining as bright as the moon itself.
The crowd claps and cheers, and then goes quiet for the judges.
Well, it had a beginning, middle, and end. That's better than like 80% of what we've heard today.
I'll look at her and I'll say, I am fascinated with the story you're telling. Is there more to this tale? I'm intrigued.
Oh, there's so much more, trust me, but I would hate to take up the time of the other contestants.
Oh well, if we promised it at a later time.
Oh, but of course.
Yeah, I'm with him as well. Yeah, that was really good, and I would love to hear more in the future.
Right?
Yes.
Gary, wake up!
Man, how can anyone be expected to sleep with all these duels and heroics and...
Look, this is the
I don't
last
think I've ever
one
heard a
of the
worse
night,
bedtime
so
story.
let's just cast our votes. This is the last one of the night, anyways. I vote yay.
Yes.
I would say a 9 out of 10, and only because I'm disappointed that there's not more for you to tell right now.
Oh, you flatter me.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe any of you liked that story. Gave me dreadful nightmares.
You should have tried being awake through it.
Well, your votes don't matter
At a time
anyway.
like this.
A ticket for her! The crowd cheers again. And Serafina, you receive a ticket for the storytelling contest.
Nice.
Is Edric gonna attempt it or no?
Nah.
Okay. And that leaves the last field.
I once tried to steal a very valuable thing, and this is how it went.
Dude, you have the story I was thinking of, was something along those lines, so
That would have been really funny.
The party arrives at the pie eating contest. Things are still being set up, and all of you would have some time to mill around, return to the longhouses if you needed anything. What do all of you do to kind of kill time before the contest starts? I'm assuming all of you are participating in the pie eating contest. It's about the total amount of pies all of you eat.
so isn't that a team event?
Better get your constitution tests ready.
Oh yeah, I'm great at those. 1 and 0, baby.
Is it a group check, or are we all entering individually?
Basically, every round the target number goes up, and all of you that pass get to attempt to eat another pie.
And then the team that ate the most pies total wins.
But hey, all of House Bathurst, who were the favorites, got poisoned. Somehow.
Crazy how that happened.
As all of you are milling around, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
You're making your way down a side passage, trying to head back towards them, when that guard steps out in front of you.
Hello, then. I'm sure you remember me.
Oh, to miss somebody who's been following you around all day.
You didn't expect us to just let you wander around and do whatever you pleased. Not track your movements, not make sure you're following our directions. Are you, friend?
I mean, I couldn't go anywhere with you holding all of my shit.
He smiles. That'll be 10 silver swords, I think, for the master.
I'll hand him 10 silver swords.
He'll flip through them, and then he'll put them in his pouch. So, make any progress on that other thing yet?
Not yet, but I was nursing an arrow wound to the back last night.
I feel like that was mostly self-inflicted. You should blame your stupidity.
I definitely didn't shoot myself in the back.
No, but you got yourself shot in the back by being a bloody fool.
There's something to be said for that.
He'll chuckle. Yes, there is. We'll be checking on you tomorrow for our silver swords, and hopefully you'll have some kind of progress update. Oh, and Master Galdrick said he was quite impressed with your work on the archery range.
He was as gifted with a bow as I found out he was last night.
That's true. You didn't even make him break a sweat. The guard will shift to the side so you can continue down the passage. Have a good night, friend.
You too.
You exit. You still got 2 silver swords. When you head back out, you see the rest of the party is sitting down at one of the long tables labeled with the House Ashmore symbol. One by one of you are going to sit.
Did you say we were at the Longhouse, or are we back at the tavern?
You're outside of the tavern where the pining contest has been set up, but each house has like a long table they're sitting at, and the pies are like stacked up. The town crier takes to the stage. Well then, it's time for this evening's event. The pie eating contest. The king and queen have just arrived, and they're looking forward to seeing what you can consume, and hopefully not watching you all vomit. The crowd laughs. And with that, we begin! And I need all of you to make a constitution test against a target number of 2 for the first pie.
I can't fail that.
Alright. Then you automatically eat 1 pie and can move
I
on.
don't think anybody can fail it.
I was saying nobody can fail that, right?
Nope.
I was just hoping somebody would burn momentum for no reason. Alright. So each of you eats a pie.
I need a target number of -1 for this test.
And we move on to the second pies. And that is going to be against a constitution test to consume and be able to continue against a target number of 5. Keep in mind that when I give you the target number, if you roll less than half the target number I give you, you actually throw up your pie, and the party loses 1 pie from their total.
Well, I didn't pass it, but I didn't roll that bad. I got a 4.
Okay.
I got a 6.
All right. Ranishon is still in it. Edric is out. He cannot continue after the second pie.
I got a 7.
7. All right. Pate.
Also 7.
All right. So everyone eats the second pie, but then Edric has to tap out. That leaves 4 of you continuing on for the third pie. Go ahead and roll constitution tests against the target number of 8.
I think Pate will bow out for this one.
Okay.
Ranashan got a 9.
I throw mine up.
Seraphina got an 8. Drosophilum?
No, I did not get an 8. I threw mine up.
Oh. What did you get? Oh, you got a 3?
3.
Oh, shoot. Seraphina, not only do you not finish this pie, you actually throw up a pie.
Okay, now question.
Yes.
Did it seem like poison barf, or did it seem like...
No, it just seems like you shouldn't pound pie. Your body's not made for it.
Goes against my normal...
I went there once in my early 20s with a chocolate cake, and it didn't end well for me, so it can happen to anybody. All right, so that means that Edric, Seraphina, and Pate are out, and they ate a total of 5 pies. Then the 2 of you each ate a pie. Are you continuing to the next pie? That'll be 6 more that you're adding, so you guys would be at 11 pies at that point.
I've had a good amount of the leaf before this. I think I am invincible.
All right.
Target number is going to be 12.
I can technically hit that.
You can also use momentum.
I'll use momentum if nobody cares.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Joseph Philem, are you continuing?
I would not deny a man his munchies.
I will momentum as well.
Okay, each of you are at a target number of 9. You're trying to eat your 4th pies.
6.
At least you didn't throw up.
Correct.
7.
Oh.
All right.
And
Each of you
again,
eats one more pie, but are not able to continue. So that adds 8 to the 5. That is 13. Unfortunately, multiple houses are still continuing as your team comes to an end in the pie eating contest. And ultimately, House Glen wins. Quite the showing for House Glen today.
Oh my, if that last one hadn't been rhubarb.
When I got eliminated from the pie eating contest, I would have liked to have gone back to the longhouse where we were all staying, or if we moved to the keep wherever the fuck we were.
You want to go back to the Longhouse? Sure.
Yeah.
Serafina was moved to the keep. I don't think anybody else was. But
Okay.
you might be able to negotiate with her rooms at the keep. She would just need to talk to her dad. As you're trudging away from the contest, you kind of tell everyone else that you just feel sick. You would see a couple guards outside the doors of the longhouse.
I'm assuming I would recognize them, or
Yeah,
they would.
they recognize you.
Okay.
Good try at that archery contest. Welcome back.
Thanks. Wish it was knives instead of bows. Would have been a much better showing for me.
Maybe next time. If they do dagger throwing in the field games, perhaps tomorrow.
Look forward to it. I think I'm gonna go lay down for a little bit. I'm not used to eating that much pie.
You step in. It's quiet inside of the longhouse. The bunk beds are still. It's pretty dark. Nothing's lit.
Has Serafina's stuff already been moved to the keep?
Yes. Corin's stuff is still here.
Corin's stuff is still here? Okay, and there's nobody else in here right now?
Make a perception test against a target number of 10.
Number of 10. I can barely pass that. I'm gonna use some momentum. I got a 7. It helped.
There is somebody else in here. Sitting all the way at the end of the bunk beds. You're pretty sure Corin is sitting in the dark.
You know, it's kind of creepy to just be sitting in the dark like that, old man.
I had thought perhaps you would come back first.
Yeah, they didn't. It's weird. I'm gonna go lay down.
I don't know what your game is, thief, but I'll figure it out.
Oh, it wasn't archery or obstacle courses
Agreed. He lights
or
one.
pie eating.
He leans over and he lights one of the candles, and then he just kind of goes back to sharpening his sword.
How far away from my bed is his bed?
Pretty far.
Okay.
He's on one side of the longhouse room. It's one big room, and you're on the other side.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just
What is everybody else doing? Is everyone else still down at the pie eating contest area? People just basically start drinking and hanging out and partying after the pie eating contest.
I'd be chugging water.
Serafina is somehow both chugging water and drawing in people's attention with tall tales.
I'm also at some point I would have had a side conversation with Pate about like, what's the word I'm looking for? Some kind of natural remedy he could make out of local ingredients to soothe the stomach. But then, like, the moment someone walks up, she's like, "Hey, hey, yeah."
That was quite a
He's already-
barf.
Oh yes, well, I put my all into everything. And I do eat everything.
Impressive.
Unfortunately, that was the rhubarb one too. Such a shame.
I'm sure you can have the kitchens up at Lambeth Manor make more.
Oh yes, but it's not quite the same, you know? It tastes better when you know you're working for it.
True, true. They'll drop off some drinks for all of you. And is there anything any of you would like to do before you retire for the night?
I would
Okay,
stick
well,
around
what-
for as
something
long
up
as
for-
Josephina does.
Okay. And what did you say Pate was going to do?
Pate will whip something up for her.
Okay. Yeah, you don't need to roll. You whip something up that kind of soothes her a little bit.
I'm gonna saddle up next to Rana. So, what exactly was your story about?
You know, it was supposed to be like this lesson about how like what you want is not always what you need, and what you need is not always what you want, and that like the better you are to other people, the better you're, you know, if you pass it on, you know, it'll be better for you as well. You know, it's kind of like, you know, old folksy logic, but I tend to, you know, think about life like that a lot. It helps when you know, out in the middle of nowhere, and most of the time. When you need someone to talk to, you just talk to yourself. Or Mallow, who I promise is a thing.
Still haven't seen him.
Doesn't mean he's not real.
You should probably find him if he is real.
Well, he comes back all the time. He just wasn't here when I needed him to be here. He's usually pretty useful, I won't lie. Do you have a friend that's not, or are you the imaginary friend? Is that why you're scrutinizing me?
Well, if I'm imaginary to anybody, I am imaginary to myself. Okay.
All right, that tracks. You ever had like a dream, like a vivid dream? Do you dream?
All the
I don't know
time.
very much about it. Yes. Have you ever had so vivid of a dream that, and then that the person that you saw in the dream showed up in what is not a dream, hopefully?
You mean like somebody you've met before that you're dreaming about?
Yes.
Did you know them before you were dreaming?
Nope. I guess I knew of them.
Can't say I've ever had that.
Yeah. And he'll just kind of like nod at you with like a little smile on his face, and he'll take another puff from his comically long wizard pipe.
Josh is just gonna wander away.
Oh, all right. He'll go back to like writing down like something in his notebook. Looks like an equation of some sort.
One by one, each of you rides out the night. And those of you that are drinking and taking in the merriment, I need each of you to make one more Constitution test for me. This is against a target number of 10. This is to see who makes it home to their own beds and who crashes out randomly around Lambeth.
Can I make it? I don't think Seraphina would drink hard at all.
Oh, then you can just say that
Yeah.
you're sober enough to go back.
Yeah, she's purposely not going overboard because she's
Sure.
taking this whole event very
What
seriously.
about Pate?
Pate would not be drinking because he'd be keeping an eye on Seraphina.
Okay. Joseph Phillum.
I got a 6.
So noble.
Perfect.
I got a 6, but mine is just I've been chiefing my pipe literally all night. Like I'm getting lost in like writing very furiously in my notebooks, and like just constantly smoking.
We see Drosophilum eventually passing out, dangling from the side of a rooftop, taking in the moonlight and the night birds that fly by. Just little fireflies dancing over his face as he rests. And as our kind of camera pans down into now the empty outside where the pie eating contest was held, at the end of one of the long tables, Ranashan's eyes finally grow just a little too heavy, and he kind of crumples down onto his book where he was writing as he falls asleep. Ranashan, you find yourself in a dark woods. It's safest when it feels dark at the beginning of your dream, but almost immediately the spark of a fire starts to grow. It burns trees. It burns away leaves in the air as ash and sparks start to fill it. And the green grass starts to run red with blood. You see ahead of you in a clearing, you see what looks like Seraphina falling to her knees and crying out in pain, crying out for help. What do you do?
I kind of say to myself, why do I feel that? I think this has got to be a dream, right? Why do I feel so? But he'll like start to move like towards her.
You rush around, and as you stand in front of Seraphina, you see her fiery red hair start to expand, like static electricity is causing the volume to grow outwards from her head. And then with each strand of hair, it sparks and ignites till her whole head is set just completely aflame. Her eyes snap open and stare at you. As she screams for help again, the flames start to engulf her. You feel this heat from within her form start erupting out from her, and you realize that in just moments, all of this will be destroyed. Some great explosion of flame. What do you do?
I don't know if I've tried this before, but I will quickly think of it and say, we must put the fire out. We must put the fire out. And I will cast Interrupt and use the spell.
You cast the spell. You attempt to regain control of this destructive force of magical flame. Seraphina, where you lay in bed at Lambeth Keep, you awaken in a start. Your whole body feeling warm as if it were on fire and caked with sweat. And just briefly, it sounds miles away, yet you can hear each word clearly. You hear Ranashan. We've got to put the fire out. We've got to put the fire out. And that's where our session's going to come to a close.
Ooh.
We just got through day one a little bit faster than I expected. That's okay, though.
Because we're good at games.
Sometimes it's nice to be
Best
short and
games.
sweet.
You know what? Don't worry, my day one isn't over yet because I need to do some scouting.
We'll talk about that
Uh-huh.
next time we play.